Welcome back to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to What's the 411 News. And as always, as we go live, we have certain difficulties. Maybe not on your end, but on the back end here in the studio, but just took care of that. So let's get it on, man. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. 11-year-old girl attacked by two Hispanic women. And the question is, where's the hate crime charge at? All right. I was just checking out some news real quick to see if anything has changed, and I haven't seen anything different as of yet. All right. So we're gonna take a deep dive into this and go over some details. All right, because we're not going to forget that this happened to this black girl. All right. Welcome back again. Welcome back to What's the 411 News, and we are live. So let's take a look, man. There's a couple of things you want to take a look at. You have an alderman or alder person. This is a woman right here. And she was shocked over the attack of the 11-year-old black girl. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get into that right now. All right. So Alderman, they call her Alderman, Monique Scott, says she is horrified over the attack on 11-year-old Trinity Washington. All right. Black girl by two grown Hispanic women. The pair broke the child's nose and slugged her in the eye after the girl asked them not to use the N word. All right. A male relative of the attacker allegedly threatened the girl's mother with a gun during a Mexican Independence Day celebration. All right. So real quick, there was some, I kind of heard through the grapevine, supposedly that the mother may have known who the women are. So we're gonna find out in this article if that's the case. All right, and we got another article to show as well. Like I said, we're gonna take a little deep dive into this real quick. All right. So in an interview with the news source, I should say, on Tuesday, which was on September 26th, Scott said besides being shocked over the attack on the child, that's Monique Scott, the older person. All right. She is perplexed because both mothers live in the same building and had been friends. All right, here we go. That's why I don't understand why this happened. The attack occurred on Sunday, September 17th, outside the young girl's home in the 1900 block of South Spalding in the Lawndale community. The sixth grade honor student and captain of her cheerleader team, was with her puppy, who was allegedly stepped on by one of the Hispanic women. The attack happened after the child did not move her puppy out of their way fast enough. The child told reporters she did nothing wrong and was only trying to get her puppy out of their way when the woman began to call her a nigger. Right? I looked up and a bottle was being thrown to my face. I dropped down because I felt something hard. She punched me in my nose. When she punched me, I almost blacked out and I fell again. Right? My eye is in so much pain, my eye and my nose, said the girl whose right eye is closed due to the beating and now requires surgery. All right, confirming the child's attackers were Hispanic. Alderman Scott said, "It's horrifying." When asked to confirm the ethnicity of the attackers, Scott said they were Hispanic. She said the victim is a black girl, but it doesn't make any difference about their ethnicity. Why not? Because whether they were two black or two white women, no adult should own a child. Well, I agree with that. I agree with that. Asked if she thought the incident amounted to a hate crime, Scott said, "I'm really not sure." What's real interesting is I don't know what to say about us black folks when it starts becoming questions when it comes to a race thing. Seems like some of us, not all, or should I say some of y'all, wanna always seem to move away from not appearing to be, or you might don't wanna have the appearance like, I don't wanna seem like I look to be racist, so I really don't know if it was a hate crime or not. But if they're yelling out the N word at a child, at an adult, on top of being beat before or after that, after saying that word, but when you go to other ethnicities and black specifically would do something to a white person, the Asian person per se, notice how the rules start to change and people are quick to say what they wanna say it is, no problem. But some of you black folks have issues with saying what things really are. Seem to wanna give the appearance you don't want everybody to feel like, "Oh, we're just not all against you." But when you say that, I don't care if it's a friend that lived in your building or not. When they go across the line, they just go across the line. It's that simple, alright? Here we have this chick right here talking about she don't know, I'm really not sure it's a crime that an 11-year-old girl was beaten by grown women and threatened by a grown man. The man allegedly put a gun in the face of the youthful victim's mother and threatened her life. It's something that I don't want to see happen in my community, but it's not something I want to start a race war in my community as well. Why, Monique Scott? Are you afraid? Are you that afraid? We need people like that to step aside for ones that's gonna stand up against the wrongs that are being done. That's the problem. When you have black folks, if you wanna pray, that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. If you wanna not appear to be like, "Well, I don't wanna say if it was a race thing, and I don't really want that to happen in the community because you afraid that the other ethnicities are gonna jump on your back, you an older person in the city government, and keep your mouth shut and just step aside." Because, again, I've said this before, when you do things like that in the public realm, everybody wants to hold hands and show, "Oh, let's pray." That's cool, but what you're not understanding is that everybody else, other ethnicities who are watching y'all are looking at you saying, "You damn fools. You giving us the green light to continue to jump on your kids, black women, black children." Because now you notice not a lot of stuff go down when it comes to black men. You don't really see them, any of these ethnicities really jumping on them unless it's a bunch against one. Don't really see them getting, jumping on a bunch of black men, but they'll pound your little sons out, they'll pound your little girls out, and they'll pound them grown black women out. But they don't too much fool with black men unless, like I said, they wanna jump on them in numbers. You don't really see too much of that or hear too many stories about it, right? Talking about the citizens that are other ethnicities. And then if they do that to just one black man, and so, like, that black man's giving some of them work, they kind of get hesitant a little bit, or they try to ramp it up. But the point I'm saying is gotta get to the point where you stop doing this public display of kumbaya, let's all be friends, because they are not seeing you as that. It's apparent. It keeps happening over and over and over. They seeing you, they don't care. And if there's some that care, they sure don't show it publicly. Other ethnicities, whether they're Hispanic, white, Asian, some African country, some Caribbean, they're not showing it in a public sense. And quite frankly, I don't think they're going to show it. But they keep proving it over and over and over. Remember the Amber Geiger situation with the brother of was his Bolton John? I forget his name. I think that's it. Wanted to hug the white lady, the officer. Still stuff happened after that. Then you had other issues, other incidents where black people were standing out in the parking lot or standing here or standing there. The news gets the glimpse, gets the camera shot of everybody holding hands, all the black people holding hands and getting in the prayer format or formation, and then still stuff continues to happen. So my thing is, you want to pray, all well and good. It's cool. There's some other things I could say about that, but and that'll bring up a whole nother thing. All right. Not against it, nothing wrong with praying, but you doing it publicly, and the people, white folks, you got racist folks, white, Hispanic, so on and so forth. They don't give a damn. They're gonna keep pounding your kids out. And if you're a black woman, they're gonna pound you out. And you're gonna go back and pray again, and go back and march again, and you're gonna have a revolving door over and over again until you stop doing some of that public displays of showing that you bowing down. That's what it looks like to them. They're not gonna care. It's just let's keep it a buck, let's keep it 1,000%, however you want to put it. Let's keep it 5,000. They're not gonna give a damn. All right. So stop the public displays of all of that. Do it in a private setting, do it somewhere where the cameras are not watching you, so they don't keep putting those images on the screen, all right? Just stop doing it. Stop doing it in public, all right? Stop saying, we forgive." Cool, you can forgive. Stop doing it in public because that's a green light for them to go after your kids again, to beat your kids down, to beat you down as a black woman. All right, in my mind, I'm thinking about another incident where you had, the black lady, it might have been 2 black ladies and the white guy, they was in a park or something like that, and I think he said the white guy said something about, "Imma beat your ass," or something to that effect because there was no black men around, alright? So, I'm telling you, stop doing this public display of, "Oh, we don't wanna appear to be." You can't be racist, number 1. If you know what real racism is, black people cannot be racist. For those who don't understand what how the racism thing works. Racism works in the sense of not even in the sense of it's people who own and control. If I can have a group of people, if the majority of black people as a group own and control all the land, the resources, so on and so forth, and all of us as a whole can make things happen because we own and control all this stuff and can move every other ethnicity out when we feel like it, then we can be in that racism or racist kind of thing. We don't own and control anything. We can't. Black people cannot be racist. As a group, as a whole, black people do not own and control the land, the resources, so on and so forth, where we can control what happens to other ethnic groups. We don't have that power. All right. So stop saying black people are racist. For those black people who don't know how the racism works, stop saying it. All right. Let's continue. All right. Let's see here. She said, confirming the child's attackers were Hispanic, Alderman Scott said, is horrifying. When asked to confirm the ethnicities of the attackers, Scott said they were Hispanic. She said the victim is a black girl, but it doesn't make any difference about her ethnicity because whether they were two black or two white women, no adult should be on to beat on a child. All right. Asked if she thought the incident amounted to a hate crime, Scott said, I'm really not sure it's a crime that an 11-year-old girl was beaten by grown women and threatened by a grown man. Notice how they left out, or I don't know if she said that or the article purposely left out her saying grown Hispanic women or threatened by a grown Hispanic man. They just say grown women and threatened by a grown man. The man allegedly put a gun in the face of the youthful victim's mother and threatened her life. It's something that I don't want to see happen in my community, but it's not something I want to start a race war in my community as well, Scott said. They were both neighbors. So you let me continue on, man. Let me continue. After speaking, because we have another article. After speaking in the after speaking to the mother of the child, Scott said they actually had a relationship referring to one of the Hispanic mothers allegedly involved in the girl's attack. It was kind of odd to the mom that they would do something like this to her child. I don't know what surfaced or what was said because the mom didn't share that. But the mom said she was appalled that the woman and her friend did jump on her daughter. She was appalled, huh? It was odd, Scott said, because the victim's mother actually helped the Hispanic mother get her daughter into the school, which is right in Ogden. She has been an advocate and a champion for that mom with her child and getting her to and from school because the Hispanic mom couldn't afford the after school program. Isn't that interesting? All right. To say the least. Isn't that interesting? All right. I was gonna say something, but I mean, you can come up with your own thoughts from what I just read there. You have this black woman helping out one of the Hispanic women who actually jumped on her child. Get into school, the kids, getting Hispanic kids, the Hispanic mother's child in the program. And let me see, because she couldn't afford the after school program, and she's been an advocate. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all gonna learn. It's not about being enemies with any other ethnicity, but you got to start being realistic, man. It's time to be realistic. You got to live in reality. You got to be. Some people say they're a realist, and some other people say they're this and they're that. Just be realistic about the situation. Stop trying to be fantasizing, living in fantasy, and thinking this is a one-off because it's not. All right, it's not. It's not a one-off. Stop living in a fantasy world. Be more realistic about what's going on around you. All right, just be realistic about it. The 11-year-old victim's mother, Scott said, was a little surprised and taken aback that they would do this to her child. The young victim told reporters when she heard one of the Hispanic mothers use the N word, she told them not to say that because it was wrong. It was bad. The child said her neighbor's sister had allegedly been drinking. That is when the woman attacked the girl with a bottle, smashing it against her eye, and her neighbor broke her nose, punching her after she told them it was wrong to use the word nigger. One of the women allegedly had stepped on the victim's puppy, which was not hurt. The victim's mother, Wanda Porter, says she wants justice for her child. And so does Frank Chapman, founder of the National Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression, or what was that, repression, who told news sources, I consider it a hate crime, racist. You call somebody a nigger, they should be prosecuted. Referring to the young child's account of what happened to her, Scott said, that is what happened. I didn't speak to the child, I spoke to the mom. Asked what she wants the police to do, Scott said. The police have to wait until the young girl is off of her medicine. They can't talk to her until she's done with her medicine, Scott said. She has spoken to the superintendent of police, the commander, and the captain in the 10th precinct. I also have different departments looking for permanent housing for the mother of the victim because their landlord wants both of them to vacate his property. So the landlord wants the black woman and her daughter who got beat up vacated. I'm gonna read down to see if they mentioned about wanting the Hispanic people out of there as well. Anyway, Scott told a news source. She said the victim's mother doesn't object to moving to another part of the city or to a suburban area. She's willing to move away from the west side of Chicago. I don't condone violence under no circumstance, but no mother should endure the pain of watching her child beaten and hit in the face with glass, Scott said. While the alderman, or alderwoman, I should say, didn't classify the attack as a hate crime, members of the 10th Precinct or 10th Police District Council held a press conference on Tuesday, September 26th, outside the 10th District Police Station, 3315 West Ogden, complaining that only one of the two women had been arrested, and that was after multiple calls were made to 911. They were outraged that a relative of the two women went to the child's home and allegedly threatened the mother with a gun. The coalition called the police response to the child's beating inadequate, given the severity of the crime. They are calling on the police to update the charges to a crime against a minor, find and arrest the second woman, and improve the responses to protect the 11-year-old and her family. Also, what about the dude who supposedly threatened the mom with the gun as well? What about that dude as well? Anyway, the Chicago Police Department issued a statement about the assault, saying it will not tolerate violence. Yeah, right. In our communities, especially violence against children. Yeah, yeah, whatever. We stand with the child who was injured. We stand with them. How do you stand with the child? Chicago Police Department. What does that look like? How does that look when you say you stand with the child who is injured and will continue to support her and her family as she recovers from the heartbreaking attack? Support them in what way? Support them in what manner? This remains an active and ongoing investigation as the detectives work to hold the offenders accountable. The child victim was taken to Lurie Children's Hospital. Arrested was 32-year-old DeAndre Carroll, who was charged with one misdemeanor count, aggravated assault, use of deadly weapon. Police said Area 4 detectives are working diligently on this investigation. Okay, so that's one article. We're gonna hit this other article up real quick here. All right. Again, like I said, you know, you can do what you want as far as prayer and you want to forgive your enemies, but doing it in a public setting is just giving, again, like I said, people the green light to go, oh, look at these black folks. We just beat them down. We smashed them. We beat their children. We beat their women. We even jump on some of their men when we need about five or six of us to jump on one of their men because on a one on one, or maybe sometimes a 2-on-1 ain't enough. Yeah, but then it's a little bit different. When you do all that stuff in public, they're saying, "You know what? Just look at them. Hey, they saying we could do it again. We can smash their children, their women, their kids, male or female, and, ain't too much gonna happen to us." So my suggestion is slow that stuff down, pray in private because the public image, the video image is not a good look. Forgive quietly, go somewhere with the group of people you wanna get together and forgive, do it off camera, alright? You gotta understand what war is, and that's not a good war tactic. And again, it's not about jumping on other people and other ethnicities because of all the stuff going on, but how much are you gonna take? It's just like I go into your house and I take over, I tell you what to do, I tell you when to do it, you go run your mouth, Imma beat you, smack you up and beat you down a little bit. How much are you gonna take of me coming in your house to do that? After a while, are you gonna get tired and you just go and you forgive and I just keep smashing you down? I keep controlling what's going on in your house or on your block. Stop doing this public display because it's just showing them this is how they see it. I'm not saying don't do it. This is just how a bunch of people out there are just seeing us when some of y'all do these public displays of we just forgive them and you know maybe they had a problem or in this case what Monique Scott said, I don't really know if it fits the hate crime thing, although she got beat up and she needs second surgery. We're gonna go into that in a second. She's getting got her eyes smashed out and stomped out. I don't know if it's a hate crime. She called her a nigger. I don't know if it's a hate crime. Stop doing the public displays like that, man. It's not a good look. Just like again, I'm repeating this 1,000 times because maybe some of y'all will get it. To certain people, because this has been happening before. There's been on the news displays of public forgiveness. We forgive, 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 and people are lined up in the parking lot holding hands in prayer, and the camera gets y'all. Other folks, something in their head, something going on in their dumb heads is seeing that as, "Oh, they forgive us? Oh, we gonna smash them out again." That's how some of these fools think. That's how some of the fools think. So you gotta start realizing to start thinking to yourself, if we keep doing this in public and that's what the fools think and they keep doing this to us, we might need to not do this in public no more. Tell the camera people to get away from us. We don't wanna be filmed, and don't do this so people see because we're causing other black people some problems by doing that. All right? Let's get into this other article, man. All right. Chicago attack 11-year-old girl undergoing her second surgery after two women attacked her in Lawndale, mother says. All right. An 11-year-old girl is preparing for her second surgery this week. This article was on September the 21st. Second surgery this week after her mother said two women attacked. My eye is in so much pain, my eye and my nose, Trinity Washington said. Sunday night, the girl had emergency surgery on her eye. She and her mother said the injuries happened after the neighbors in the Lawndale neighborhood hosting a Mexican Independence Day celebration. You again, Mexican Independence Day celebration. A lot of y'all don't realize before I go any further. And of course, we all know, we hate to keep saying, I hate to keep saying, we all know everybody on the planet, every Mexican, every Asian, every Jew, every white person, every Somalian, every this. Not every last one of y'all is against black men and black American men, black American children, black American women. We understand that. But there's a large group of y'all, you can fill in the blanks, Mexican, this, Puerto Rican, um, black people, unfortunately, um, people from Africa, Caribbean, Asian, Jewish. There's a group of y'all who don't like black people and specifically Black Americans is what we talk about. We understand that. And like I kinda tell people off and on, everybody on the planet is not godly. You got some devils on the planet, whatever ethnicity they may be. So again, I go back to the same thing again, like I said, start being realistic. Be a realist and stop saying I'm a this and I'm a that, I'm a this, be a realist. You gotta live in reality. There's a reality going on this planet. There's a reality going on in America. That's just facts. So start being more realistic. Live in reality. All right. You can always feel like, well, everybody should be like this. Yeah, maybe so. Everybody should be a little more kind to each other and gentle and don't hurt old people and beat old people down. I'm covering a story about a woman getting a 74-year-old woman getting the wrong medicine, a black woman. So you'll be seeing that pretty soon. Man, let me just get back into this, man. She and her mother said the injuries happened after neighbors in the Lawndale neighborhood hosting a Mexican Independence Day celebration used a racist slur against the African American family. That word shouldn't be used toward us. It shouldn't be used against anybody because that's a bad word, the little girl said. A few minutes later, two women allegedly attacked the girl. I don't know why they say allegedly. She just beat her own self up. Anyway, the girl when she attacked the girl when she didn't move her 3-month-old Yorkie out of their way. Remember, this was a Mexican Independence Day celebration. Sixth grade honor student and cheer captain named her puppy Barbie. Washington and her mom said Barbie was stepped on by one of the women but survived. Then they said the aggressors targeted Washington, which is her name is. I looked up and a bottle was being thrown to my face. We kind of going, it's kind of repeating what the last article said, but I'm going through it to see if anything different has been added to this. All right. So I looked up and a bottle was being thrown to my face. I dropped down because I felt something hard. Washington said she punched me in my nose. When she punched me, I almost blacked out. Um, before I go on, I think black children, girls and boys, black women, the men, I'm not gonna say nothing about. They should know already, but the black women, black American women, black American children, boys and girls, the black American boys and girls, they need to start being taught some real hand-to-hand tactics, not the dojo stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna talk about the regular karate schools and all this and that because that stuff, when it comes to being in the street, don't work. That's even for black. Those of y'all who black belts, I could say that because I've been to different self-defense schools, taekwondos, the Shotokans, so on and so forth. That stuff don't work. All right, you need some real ruthless hand-to-hand tactics. All right, so they know how to protect themselves. And then if that starts getting used against the attackers, then you might see a little reversal about people being too quick to jump on people's kids because the kids got some real deadly hand skills. All right. But then it'll probably bring on a whole nother thing of wanting to prosecute them because now there is a thing out there that it seems to be, and it's been proven through the court systems, black people can't, for some reason, are not allowed, black Americans are for some reason not allowed to protect themselves. Seems to be a thing going around now. A little message is being sent out that black Americans, because that's what I'm talking about, black Americans, y'all not That includes me too. We're not allowed to, protect ourselves for some reason, because if you do, for some reason, you always have the once in a blue moons where they get exonerated, but a lot of times more than not, black people seem to get the wrong end of the stick when they're legitimately protecting themselves from somebody else. Well, like the saying goes, "You rather be tried by 12 instead of carried by 6." And that's an issue as well when it comes to the public school system. I'm not gonna get too far off from this article, but it kinda has a slight link to it because I'm hearing, still this issue's going on with the public schools. They'll suspend a child who was protecting themselves legitimately as well as the attacker. What are you programming into these children? Public school systems who suspend children who actually protect themselves. What message are you sending? That's 12, you can start from kindergarten on up. That's 12 years of mental programming kids, because it's always most of the time it's black children. Every now and then there's other ethnicities, but it seems to be black children, you're not supposed to protect yourself. They're programming you for 12 years, because you go 12 years in school, to just program to don't protect yourself, don't protect yourself. You do that, something's gonna happen to you. Don't protect yourself. You do something that's you protecting yourself, we're gonna suspend you. And then the same thing has happened in adulthood. Black Americans try to protect themselves, they go to jail. The system is set up. All right. Let's get back to this. All right. I want justice. I want them to see her. Wanda Porter said. Everyone, I might have skipped some things here. Washington's mother preferred for her face not to be shown. Yeah, and that's another point as well. I was gonna show a video, an interview, but I'm not gonna show it. I'm not gonna show that little girl in that interview. It's out there. If y'all want to see it, I'm not showing that. I'm not even gonna show that interview with that girl talking and one of her eyes closed shut, and her face looks a little messed up on the side. I'm not doing it. But that's another thing ties into all of this. They love to put out black people's images on the screen when they down and out, and then punish you some. Remember the, Montgomery, Alabama? Yeah, people got video footage of that, but then I think some social media outlets was having an issue with people showing that. I think I heard a few cases where they was either suspending people's accounts because they wanted to show black people standing up for themselves, but it's okay to show them when they down and out, that black girl beat up all in the face, and other black people shot out and laid out in the street. It's alright to show that on social media, but when you showing black people, black Americans standing up for themselves, fighting back, and busting somebody else's head, no, you can't put that on social media. Don't do that. No, we're gonna take your account out for a week. Notice the system in play, in effect. All right? Facts. Notice I'm breaking this stuff down so you can go, hmm. Some people gonna go, you know what? Yeah, I think I've been seeing that. I've heard a few people said this happened to their account when they showed this, but this over here it was cool. They didn't even blur the girl's face out in the image. And here you have the mother saying she preferred her face not to be shown on TV. I want justice. I want them to see her, Wanda Porter said. Everyone has been so supportive, sharing the love, letting her know she is beautiful. I'm just heartbroken that this happened to her. For the girl who hopes to be a pediatrician someday, she said, this is not only painful, but confusing. I didn't do anything. All I was trying to do is put my dog in the house, Trinity said. The police report The family shared with a news source classified this case as an aggravated battery of a child. Chicago police said no one is in custody and the case is being investigated as Trinity prepares for surgery Friday, hoping to lessen the pain. All right. And so there you have it. Like I said, a lot of y'all need to stop the public display of forgiveness and forgive in private to you. Common sense. Peace to you. All right. Stop doing the public display of forgiveness because other people, when they see through their eyes, in their minds, process it as, oh, that means do it again and again and again and again. Every time we see y'all in public holding hands and forgiveness with balloons and prayer circle, oh, that means we can bust you up. That means we can go to the Tops supermarket and shoot up your people. Oh, that means we can go down to Florida and shoot 3 black people. Oh, that means we can go and shoot up somebody because we thought you was breaking in our house, even though you're our neighbor, our next door neighbor. Oh, it means that we could put a racist doll on your fence because we don't really want you living here. That's what they see when you keep doing public displays of forgiveness. Yeah, like I said, I'm not against all that. Pray, forgive, but understand you in a war. There's a war going on, whether you want to believe it or not. And that's not a good war tactic to be or good war strategy is to showing that you can throw in the white flag. And this is not, I'm not saying this because it's about, oh, going and running up and stepping up to somebody that's of another ethnicity or another race and start beating them down. It's about you in the war, or you can look at it as you are a bodyguard and you get this intel that, hey, there's folks that don't give a damn about you as a race and they're gonna beat your kids up. So you're getting that intel. So you got to figure out ways to make sure you don't get harmed, right? So you got to do things to make sure you're protected. Same way when the president is going somewhere, they have the Secret Service protecting them. You're not gonna get your hands put on. You're not gonna touch the president. And the Secret Service is gonna smash you in, gonna pound on you, gonna give you that pound cake. Okay, so stop allowing. If the news is doing it, tell them, hey, get out of here. We don't want to be on camera, and then go on and pray on the side in the parking lot or whatever. Don't have them asking you on, TV, "Do you forgive?" Remember, I think it was Eric Garner's wife when she said they asked her, "Does she forgive the," I think his name is Pantelio, that officer? She said, "Hell no." He should have forgave or he should have had compassion when the man was telling you, "I can't breathe." He should have had compassion then, right? Stop these public displays of forgiveness because I'm repeating this for a reason. Somebody gonna get that. Somebody gonna finally get it in their head. All right. Some people, unfortunately, in their twisted brains and they twisted eyes when they see you do it, when you do those public displays or you allow the news people to do it and you don't shut the news people down from showing y'all, there's fools, there's some mentally demented people who see that as that means they in their head it processes as, oh, they forgiven us. That means we attack them again. We take their daughters and beat them down because they forgave us. We're gonna take their son, take him somewhere and beat him down. We're gonna take one of y'all women, Black American women, and beat y'all down because y'all forgive us. Stop doing it. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for checking us out. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We are also live at the same time, right as I'm speaking right now, on a couple of Facebook channels, a couple of Twitter pages, Twitch, YouTube, and the replay will be available eventually on Spotify now that they allow video content on Spotify. So those of you who are Spotify subscribers, you can catch this on Spotify as well. All right. Support New Black Media by subscribing to this channel. Hit the thumbs up, the like button, I should say, to show that you really appreciate this type of content. Go to what's the 411news.com where you can get some more news and some other things as well, some more information to be informed. All right. And as I always say, no matter where you are around the world, you can always bet on the New Black Media. Until we see you again, I'm out. Peace. Welcome back to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it.